Hi, this is Andor Gyulai, Volleyball1on1's owner, and Hans, this is your video online lesson. So I'm looking at the video that you sent me. I'm guessing this is your daughter. Yeah, I like the videos. Pretty good stuff. I think of the 4 videos, we're going to use this one a lot of your daughter hitting. So let's take a look over here. Nice 2-set, nice example video. Okay, so there's a lot of different things that I'm noticing over here. Let's rewind the video immediately and let's start taking a look. The first thing I'm seeing, okay, is her arm movement on the approach. I'm not a big fan of this, and I see a lot of this, especially in women's volleyball, and I call it the double move on the approach. And you'll notice, watch your arms go back to go forward, to go back, to go forward. And what this does is it really slows down your approach and kills a lot of your momentum as you're going into approach. So let's look at what I would prefer and why for this particular thing. This is a video that I shot with Mike Deal. Mike Deal is absolutely incredible player. I'm going to quickly make it full screen so that we can see it great. Then we'll come back. Now, this is Mike going in and spiking a ball. It's a slow motion from the outside hitter position. But I want you to watch from here. So let's do this in slow motion. I'll control the speed. Notice on his right step here, as he's getting ready to approach, it's just kind of like he's walking or running. Notice his left foot's in front, right foot's in front. So the two opposites are going, just like you're running forward or moving forward. As he then takes his next step on his approach, again, super simple, left foot, right hand. Now he's moving into his final 2 steps of his approach, his right, left. And this is when you'll start to see his arms go back together. Okay, right, left, arms back, big step, boom. Okay, now I want to compare that with your daughter. I'm presuming it's your daughter, Hans. Let's look at that video. Notice all this extra movement that she's doing. Back, forward, back, forward. And that's really going to slow down your approach, because think about this. As you're going forward, you actually have to create momentum. Just go, look at this back momentum right there as you're going on your forward step. Look at that. That's going to slow down your momentum and actually slow down your jump. So I don't really like that. The other thing I want you to notice about Mike is notice how much more of an athletic stance he's in as he's coming in here to approach. Okay, he's almost down a little lower. I wouldn't mind her being a little bit lower in her approach, a little bit more of a knee bent. See how he's down, a little bit more athletic stance, almost like you're running out of the starter gates. Super simple stuff. Okay, so the next thing I notice is, let's go back to the Mike video, and this is a very powerful thing. And it might just be the approach and the set that you're running, but for me, the big thing I'm very, very concerned about with your daughter's approach is the footwork and the opening up to the setter. Notice how Mike is pointing at this angle. It's almost a direction between the setter, let's say the setter is here, and where he's looking to hit. Whereas your daughter is pointing very straight. Okay, and what that means is as we go into spike, the concern I have is that we're not getting open. Look at Mike's shoulders and how open he is to the ball versus, look at this video, not open. Not open. Do you see that? Okay, and let me review that with you for a second. Notice how little open body she's getting. Her arms and hitting motion is almost straight from here. Okay, and the problem with that is if you keep forcing it like this, and you play a lot of games and you get a little bit older, you could actually start to develop some shoulder problems. Okay, because you're not really generating your power out of your body. Now look at Mike by comparison. Look how much power he generates out of his entire body as he comes into swing. His biggest muscles, his chest and lats, are all being used to generate power. Boom! Look at all of that motion. All of this coming forward is generating power. Whereas with your daughter, her power generation is only with the abs, with the tricep, and with the wrist. So she's lost a lot of the big core area. She's essentially lost area number 4 for generating power. Also, something I'm a little bit concerned, it's hard to see with the angle, is she hitting that ball in front of her? It looks like she is right there. But I want that ball always, watch Mike, in front. So you got that shoulder nicely in front of you when you go up to spike. Boom. Okay. Let me try and get that on video for you. As he comes into hit. Notice how contact, shoulder, left arm comes down, boom, and right there in front of him. Okay. Notice where he's contacting that ball. Right there. Okay, so now let's look at some other demos. I'm going to give you another demonstration. Let's pull up your daughter again, and let's look at it. Now, I really want you to think about this footwork. Look at how closed off she is to the setter and the court. So she's not generating power through area 4. Now, let's look at some other top players in the world. Now, for me, I like to look a lot at the Chinese women. I think they're some of the best coach teams technically. Okay, so this is not China, but Japan. So this is the Japanese woman running a middle. She's taking also a 2-step approach. So let's see this in regular speed. Boom. Now we're going in slow motion. I want you to notice how open she is to the setter here. Look at her foot angle versus look at your foot angle. Your feet are almost parallel while hers are really open up in that in-between line between the setter and her target. You see that? Whereas you're more just target, target. So your angle is much, much smaller, and you're not giving yourself an opportunity to rotate the shoulder back and spike. No shoulder rotation. Watch her shoulder rotation, how it gets back. Look how big she is when she goes in. Look how wide her chest is. As she's spiking, look how narrow your chest is. You're almost parallel to the net. Notice how she's open to the net. Okay. Let's keep watching this. Okay. Boom. Now let's watch another player coming in, a different spot. Boom. Okay, I'm going to try and do this one on full screen. So here's in regular speed. Boom. Now let's see it in real slow motion. Again, she's coming in and hitting a B, a set, out the back row, kind of like what she hit, like a high 2. But again, I want you to look at her openness. Look how open she is to the court. Notice how she pulls the shoulder back. Boom. Look at that. Chest. Oh, let's go back there for just a second. Look at that. Look how nice. Look at that angle. Wow. Okay, look at how she's facing the setter. Look at her target. Look how big, how wide she is. Your angle is more like this. Let me do a different color here. Maybe in red. You're like this, where she's much, much wider. Okay, much, much open on her attack. Okay, and then comes through. Boom. She follows through with the momentum and changes. Okay, now let's see it from a different angle. This is a really beautiful angle. Watch this. Boom. Look at how God, that's a pretty attack. But notice how open she is. This is good as she comes in here. And then she comes through. So she generates power from all four areas. Okay. What I also like is, notice how fast the arm swing is, how quick it is in the air, kind of like what you do. Also, she drops her left shoulder just like you. Nice high contact point just like you. So I feel like you do 3 out of the 4 things really, really well. I just want you to work on really opening up and changing that footwork. Also, let's see if she does a double approach on her arm swing. Okay, she comes in here. Arms are by her side as she goes. Look, left, right arm, left foot, and right step, boom, arms back. Not all this extra double moves. Okay,